Welcome back to the Self-Empowered YouTube channel, and today's Pick a Card is all about the path to gratefulness. It was on my heart to speak into gratefulness. Thanksgiving is coming up, and it's a time to stop and reflect and be grateful. And with that, I'm also being really mindful of the fact that gratefulness sometimes is very hard for us to access. There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in our daily lives. And sometimes gratefulness feels like a mission, feels like picking up a heavy weight or working out. Doesn't always feel fun to do, and you might have some dread to do, but it can be really impactful to our mindset, to our daily life. Even if you're having a really hard time, accessing gratefulness could start to be the cracks in the darkness. It can start to shed some light on our lives. So with that, I thought I would look at what is, blocking us from accessing gratefulness. I've got 3 piles here. I've got pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And we're going to have a 2-minute meditation. And during this meditation, I would like you to just soak into the moment. Just really try to put your conscious mind at ease and really soak into your subconscious mind. What pile are you gravitating to? Which one keeps catching your eye? Try to get out of that thought and get into something that comes from deeper inside you. And now, if you're getting drawn to more than one pile, why not check out both of them? There might be messages in each pile for you. If nothing is resonating for you, just stay open and curious. There might be something in the coming weeks that will come to your mind or a situation where this message might resonate more for you. And with that, I will also say these are just general readings. You want to use these readings as confirmation to something that you might subconsciously already know or consciously. These readings are about amplifying some message in your life and really bringing your awareness to it. So with that, thank you so much for being a part of my channel, for watching, for being a part of this community. And I hope that these messages speak to you and allow you to start finding ways to add more gratefulness into your life. Take care. Okay, pile one, welcome to your reading. So, for today's pick a card reading for pile one, we are looking at on this side will be what is blocking you from gratefulness. And on this card, we will be looking on the right card, we will be looking for what is the opportunity to shift that blockage, heal that blockage. So, with that, we will begin. Card number one on the left is the Ace of Cups, love in reverse. And right away, when I see this card, what the first thing that really stands out to me that I'm noticing is how the cup on the reverse side is so faded. Like it's still there, but it's faded. You're not seeing it as predominantly as if it was upright. So what I'm getting is that, Ace of Cups is about new feelings, new relationships, new beginnings, and maybe there was some new love or some kind of love relationship that has got flipped upside down. And maybe that is kind of draining your energy and not allowing you to be able to tap into the feelings of gratefulness. It's hard to feel grateful when we aren't receiving love. Love is like a basic need. So if there is a blockage around love, a slowing down of love, a shifting of that relationship, it seems to be stopping my pile ones from being able to feel grateful because they don't have love flowing from them. And what I'm getting right now is there's like a depletion. It's hard to give. It's hard to feel grateful. It's hard to tap into those feelings when your cup is empty, when you're feeling completely depleted from something that is, I think every human being needs, which is just that feeling of love, that feeling of worthiness, and feeling of being enough. So let's see what the opportunity is here to shift this feeling. Princess of Swords, curiosity. And what I'm getting with this card is like when you feel completely down and out, when you're feeling completely maybe alone, you're pulling deep to find courage from within. You're looking to find strength from a place that does not come externally from you, that comes internally. And I see this card, I see this person like bowing down, but in order to find power to move forward, with curiosity, it's giving us the opportunity to shift feeling, love, feeling depleted or feeling drained, feeling like you're losing something. This gives us the opportunity to change our perspective of what that could be. In order to find gratefulness, you need to stay curious. This is what this card's saying. Stay curious. Maybe you don't have all the information in front of you. Maybe you're not seeing everything. Maybe by being curious, it will lead you to gratefulness, or maybe by being grateful, it's going to lead you to curiosity. If you're seeing this right now, pile one, I want you to take a moment, maybe even pause the video, and just for a second say, I'm grateful for something. It could be very, very simple. I am grateful for this device I am watching this video on. I'm grateful for this message. I'm grateful for this reminder to take a pause on what I'm feeling for a moment. And I want you to try to see if that frees up any feelings to stay curious, to get curious about the current situation that you might be feeling that's blocking you from gratefulness. Even if you're feeling like, I am not grateful at all. Not at all for whatever you might be in. Just take a moment, take a deep breath, and find something. anything. I'm grateful that I have a bed. I am grateful that there's sun outside. I'm grateful it's raining because then I don't have to go outside. Whatever it is, I am giving you lots of examples, but whatever feels true to you for something to be grateful for. I will be totally transparent. There are some days that I'm just grateful for a working toilet. Like, I'm grateful that, I can go to the bathroom and I don't have to, have a situation where, years ago there were people who were going in buckets, like, maybe many years ago, but there's been situations in different countries where it's not as easy. And that alone, some days I'm just say, okay, I'm just grateful that like I can do things that we often take for granted. So I want to get a few more cards here, maybe about the relationship between the block and the opportunity around gratefulness. So I'm going to pull another tarot deck here. And maybe what I'll ask is just how to stay curious. Okay, two cards fell out. Okay, very interesting. So we have the Empress, we have the Lovers. My pile ones, this is very interesting. And I'm going to read more closely here what the messages say on these cards. I create what I choose naturally and with joy. I trust my knowing and make a commitment. With what I get with this card, and this one as well, is that maybe some pile ones they are maybe struggling with fully trusting a relationship. They're struggling possibly, this may not be for all my pile ones, but this came through strongly. Maybe my pile ones are stopping some kind of love. They're taking a pause. They're struggling to trust. They're struggling to see the big picture or the details, and they're, it could be different for different situations. Some people may not be able to see the bigger picture. Some people are struggling with the details, but it's about they're feeling some kind of resistance. They're turning maybe inward, and maybe there's the opportunity to stay curious, but it's also about trusting your knowing. And what are you avoiding making a commitment on? Maybe some of my pile ones are struggling to find gratefulness and maybe even love because they're feeling like they can't trust. They're feeling like they're resistant to making the commitment. They don't know if this is the right commitment to be making. And, when we talk about trust, we talk about those gut reactions, those gut feelings that help us to kind of know. And I think sometimes when we get a gut feeling, we have to check in with ourselves. We can't just say, I have a feeling and that's it. Like, yes, that is it. That's the flag being waved for your attention. But you dig deeper and you start to try to understand, is this just fear, or is this something intuitive coming through? I love this way of looking at fear and intuition that I got from an intuitive, and it was all about fear asks you constant questions. If you're getting constant questions, that is a fear response. Intuition is like just a truth that comes and goes. It won't be complicated. It will just come in and come out. Whereas the fear asks you constant questions. And I felt like that was such a profound moment for me to understand intuition. Because it's hard. We find, some people find it's hard to trust themselves because they don't know, is it coming from a place of fear, or is it like a truth? Is it my gut? Is my instinct to tell me this? I create what I choose naturally and with joy. And I think this is the energy that I'm getting with the opportunity here. I'm getting that there's a lot of trust that's needed, and there's a lot of opportunity to just lean in to curiosity and things that feel natural. I really want to encourage my pile ones to tap into very basic things like gratefulness, like checking in with your body. What are you feeling? Is what you're feeling spinning? Is it a spinning energy? Is it making you feel like, oh my goodness, I don't know how to feel. I don't know what to do. Or is it feeling natural? Is there a natural flow to something? Are you finding joy in it? If you're not finding joy, get curious. What is keeping you from finding joy? Okay, so I'm going to get one more oracle card here. On what is blocking you. I'm going to get one more oracle card on that side of things. We're exploring love, but maybe there's something else to this that we want to see. Versatility. And I got it in reverse. I don't always read oracle cards in reverse, but I'm going to read this one in reverse because it really made me feel what I felt when I saw the love come out in reverse. What is keeping you, like I'm finding a little bit with my pile ones, is that you're very set in your ways. And maybe that is what's also keeping you from being able to be more open and curious. Also, maybe keeping you from being able to make a commitment or find joy. That's just what I'm getting with these cards here. You're set in your ways. You might not be feeling open to being curious or being open to maybe a change in a relationship or some kind of shift or some kind of new opportunity with love that might be out of your comfort zone. Like it might be someone new that isn't really normally the person you connect with. I mean, this could also be true of partnerships that aren't romantic partnerships that maybe you're not too sure of, like this is the person that you want to work with because it's so different. What I get with versatility is many different ways of being. And what I'm feeling is, since it came in reverse, is that maybe my pile ones are not really fully comfortable with different ways of being. And maybe this is a challenge or an opportunity for you to explore a different way of being. But I want to remind you that you have a way of knowing. You know. You also know when you feel that in your gut, you know what feels right and what feels wrong. Just remember, is it constant questions? Are you in doubting, or are you in a knowing? And a knowing is that simple statement that comes and goes. As you tap into being playful, being a little more open, being curious about different ways of being, I think that you'll be inviting way more gratefulness into your life. but you kind of have to get out of your way. You kind of have to be a little more open to trying new things, trying new connections, but keep in mind that you know yourself and that you'll be able to trust and know whether it's something you want to move forward with or not. You can be curious without committing. You can be versatile without losing yourself because you know yourself. And I definitely feel like there is some kind of something going on with a relationship with my pile ones. And even if it's not a actual committed relationship, there's thoughts about love and relationships and commitment and energy around those topics that might be heavily on your mind. Yeah, so that's all I'm seeing for my pile ones. I just want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this pile really spoke to you. If not, stay open and curious to the possibilities of what it could mean. And with that, thank you very much, pile one. Welcome, pile two, to your pick a card reading for your path to gratefulness. On the left, we have the thing that might be holding you back from tapping into gratefulness, and on the right is the best course of action on how to how to deal with that blockage and move forward. So let's begin with the left card. Okay, we have Two of Wands, planning. Okay, it's interesting. The first thing I know, and one also, I opened the records for each pile, and on the pile twos, I got really great energy. I kind of feel that the pile twos are like what I'm getting right now is you've got your headphones on, you're like grooving to music. You really are just like feeling yourself. You have maybe a sense of confidence and just comfort in who you are, or things are going pretty good for you right now. So that is the energy I'm getting with my pile twos. And with the Two of Wands, planning, this is your blockage. So this is the thing that's kind of holding you back from being grateful. What I'm getting right away is that when you're in planning mode, it's always about the next step, the next thing, looking ahead, looking forward, and maybe missing the opportunity to be present and missing the opportunity to kind of notice what you currently have. Planning energy kind of keeps you in this like go, go, go kind of energy or focus on the future. And it's keeping you back from taking account for things that are happening in the moment and being grateful for those things. So what I'm noticing with pile two is the blockage around finding gratefulness is just because you are, I think maybe you're a go-getter. You're somebody who's like really looking ahead and really trying to make things happen in your life. And, or maybe your function in your workplace or your function in your relationships with the people in your life, your community, is that planning role that you're not taking a moment to stop, slow down, and really say, hey, instead of looking forward, let me just take account for what I have right now. And so with that, let's look at the opportunity to move forward. We have the King of Discs, power. And what I'm getting with this card is your power of influence. The opportunity to tap into your gratefulness is to take account for like who you are today, not about necessarily what is coming ahead, but who you are today, the power that you have in your life, the role that you have in your community. I'm coming back to that again, I think, because I'm feeling this sense that my pile twos are like the reliant one in the group. They're the ones that either at the workplace or in friendships or in the relationships, you're the one that people kind of go to and rely on. And you've got really great energy. So I'm totally feeling my pile twos on that. But the opportunity to find gratefulness is to recognize kind of your position in those situations and how you've already achieved, how you're already achieving, how you're already have so much around you to be grateful for. You have a really, like I said, I got a lot of confidence from my pile of twos. When I see the power card, it's a reminder that there's a lot of force and power. And I mean, like, you're a force and power within you. And like in this image, there is this, it looks like a world, but kind of like a universe that the gentleman is holding. And I feel that with my pile twos is that you've got a lot of capability and a lot of power to influence and influence your realm, influence your universe. So to find gratefulness, the best thing you can do is take a moment to acknowledge that and really realize that, like, yeah, I am a force. I am powerful. I am able to be the person that everyone's relying on, but also knowing that, like, that is who I am. And that alone could be something you can tap into, be grateful. Something else that I'm getting with this card was a gap between these two wands. And I think the reason why that was pulling my attention is that the planning isn't, it's not like these two wands are like touching and there's like fire coming up. You know, there's still always going to be some dissatisfaction in the process of planning. And I think that's keeping you from feeling gratefulness as well. When you're in that state of, it's not all coming together, it's important to know that you still can make it happen and that it's going to be okay. That you should still find ways to feel grateful even in the process. So my encouragement is to acknowledge who you are today in this present moment. Maybe even take a pause on this recording and think, what am I like very grateful for who I am? What about me is making me grateful? And what have I done that I am grateful? You know, it all worked out. Yeah. So take a pause if you want to just kind of think about that. And let's go ahead and get some more tarot cards about tapping into this power and how that's going to move you forward with gratefulness. I feel like my pile twos, I'm just going to take a pause for a second and say, I feel like my pile twos are multitasking watching this pick a card. Like, maybe not, but I just get this like energy. My pile twos are like really good multitaskers. They're really good at doing, having a bunch of different things on the go. And I think the opportunity is also to just take a notice of what you're grateful for even before the thing is achieved. Wow. Nine of Swords. I trust the present moment. Wow. I'm like, can't believe that card flipped out. I can believe it, actually. But that just is right there. That's like the reassurance that I want to say to my pile twos, is that I trust the present moment. Okay, you're trusting the present moment. That means that, you know, especially with planning's sucking away your ability to feel grateful for the things that are happening in the moment. You need to lean into trusting the moment. Trusting that thing you're working towards is going to work out. Because you have the power. Like, I even think I might take a pause. Give me a second. I'm going to try to go and get my another deck because I'm feeling with the the pile too is that I want to get you an affirmation card that, of course, I did not put right here. And that card, I feel like my pile twos might really benefit from a mantra. So stand by. Okay, so I am bringing out a self-love empowerment deck. It was actually a local artist made this deck. I love them so much. And let's see if we can get you. Oh, that just popped out here. Oh, wow. This is very interesting. I will not compare myself to strangers. I will not compare myself to strangers. Okay, so I want to encourage my pile twos that, okay, that's not something I would have got from here, but that makes perfect sense. That is there a possibility that you're stuck in this? Oh yeah, okay. What I'm getting is that maybe you're stuck in this energy of like pushing forward, maybe even grinding, like really trying to use the power that you have to make something happen, but all because you're comparing yourself to others, to people you don't even know. Maybe there's something, maybe you have a business, or maybe there's something that you're trying to do with social media that is putting you in this comparison mode. It could be even in the workplace, but it's strangers. It's people that it's not necessarily even your community. It's people that are, you don't know, that you're looking at and saying, I got to work harder. I got to achieve. And this energy is keeping you from being grateful. This energy is keeping you from being present in the moment. And it's holding you back. When you have the power and you're gonna be fine. You're totally fine. You have the power. You've got to, tap into this mantra maybe and say, I will not compare myself to strangers. I will not compare myself to strangers. I trust the present moment. I trust the present moment. I have the power within me. And then, I think with this being this, I will not compare myself to strangers. It's a perfect example to me of how we keep ourselves from being grateful, because we look at others and we think, oh, but I'm not doing it like that, or I haven't achieved that, or look at them, they've got so much more going for them than I might have, because we look at what we think we know. We think we have it all figured out. We think it's, social media, we think anything. I could see someone down the street walking and I could assume they've got it all figured out. Meanwhile, that person, who knows where they could have came. They just could have got off the phone and got terrible news. Or, they could be struggling. Like, another thing is people look at materialistic things and say, oh, look at that person has all that stuff. Well, the reality is, we don't know how they obtained that stuff. Maybe they're in debt. Maybe they got support from somebody. There's so many things that we just can't know. And I think it's important that my pal twos just remember to stay present. Remember that you have the power. And I think the best opportunity to be grateful is when you're not comparing yourself to others. You stay focused on yourself. You have the universe in your power, in your hands. What can you be grateful for about your world, about what's happening in your life? Because that's going to really change things. That's really going to be, it's going to shift your energy, and it's going to make all of what you're trying to do with more ease. It's going to be a lot easier because you have been able to stay focused on your own power and be grateful for it, and that overflows. So that is all I'm seeing for my pile twos. I'm really excited to hear what you all are working on. So if you want to share in the comments, whatever you're working on, and maybe even better than that, if my pile twos have an affirmation, or a mantra that really speaks to them in this from this pile and from this whatever's coming to you in this moment, I would love for you to share what your mantra is with all of us, if you want to, if you're comfortable with doing that, because maybe we can all learn from one another the different ways you can phrase things that really free yourself up and really allow you to feel more gratitude in your heart. Okay, so with that, pile 2, thank you so much for being here. I am so grateful that you watched this pick a card, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely day. Pile 3 to what is your path to gratefulness? The card on the left is going to be what is currently blocking you from feeling gratefulness, and the card on the right is the opportunity to tap into gratefulness. What is the way to shift the blockage and move forward? So with that, let's look at the first card. I've got the Hermit. Okay, and so also I want to speak into with pile 3, when I was opening the records for this pile, the energy that I got was very, very scattered. It almost made it really hard to open with prayer. That's how I open the Akashic Records. I open it with a prayer, and there was just a lot of scattered energy. I also got the energy that there was maybe some sadness and some heaviness or just apathy even with some of my pile 3s. When I see the Hermit card, I'm like, okay, very interesting. What I'm sensing is that my pile 3s are having a hard time being grateful because they are stuck in introspection. They're stuck really maybe analyzing their life, analyzing their past, analyzing a lot, and it's keeping them feeling maybe apathetic or feeling just like they want to kind of retreat. And that introspection, the Hermit card isn't, it's not a bad card. It's a card I can pull for myself quite often. And I think it's because there is good energy around sometimes taking a step back. But I think when it lacks gratefulness, the ability to also reflect and feel moments of still gratefulness and gratitude in your life, it can be a hard place to stay. It's okay to have moments of being in there, but I think it can be a hard place to stay. And how I want to encourage my pile 3s, I just want to say I'm grateful you're here. I'm grateful you're listening and being open to listening to this message. If you're feeling anything really, really hard right now, I just want you to know that there is lots of avenues for help. You are not alone. I will share that I have dealt with depression my entire life. And it can feel really hard to be in that place. And it can be really hard to find gratefulness when you're not at your best. And maybe for some of my pile 3s, the Hermit is just, maybe you're not feeling sad, but maybe you're just feeling kind of lost in analyzing your life and kind of maybe really stuck in that space. So I just want to encourage you all that there are always opportunities to find gratefulness. And so with that, let's look at where is my pile 3's opportunity to shift out of the Hermit into a new energy. Wow, it's almost like if you turned on the light from the Hermit card, what would that person see? Let's do it like this. In this card, she's looking. What is she seeing? She's seeing all the possibilities. In order to shift your energy, you might need to get into a dream state. You might need to get back into manifesting, into fantasizing. What are the possibilities? What could come ahead? And this is kind of like I noticed with my pile 1s. I think that gratefulness can come before or after. So for this, the Hermit, you want to shift this kind of energy and come out more. You got to step into the Magician, to tap into that energy, that possibility energy, that manifestation, that dreaming energy. But also a stepping stone to that. And that will allow you to feel more gratefulness. But before that, you can also kind of start creating cracks and little, I imagine what I'm seeing right now is when there's darkness and there's cracks of sun rays just coming through and kind of breaking down the darkness. Those, when you're grateful, when you find anything, honestly, I've got socks, I'm so grateful. I've got a blanket, I'm grateful. I've got food in my belly, I'm grateful. Whatever it is, you can find gratefulness for anything. It starts to kind of pierce through the darkness, and it lets in the light. It lets in the ability to start dreaming. It lets in the ability to start manifesting what you want. So I see my pile 3s kind of like my pile 1s in the sense that you can use gratefulness to break out and shift this energy into the Magician, or you can use the Magician energy to start shifting out of that introspection state and start seeing the possibilities and start then feeling grateful. So with that, I'm going to get some more cards about shifting the energy into gratefulness. I had 2 cards that came out here. 2 of Swords. Whatever I decide, I trust in the outcome. I protect what matters to me. Queen of Swords. What I'm getting with these 2 cards is that when you break out of this place, the Hermit place, the introspection, the pulling back, the retreating energy, you will, when you break out, you will break out with force. You will break out with force from trusting and also knowing that you can protect yourself. There is really a lot of hopeful energy I'm getting with my pile 3s, that when you get out of that kind of scattered state, when you get out of that retreating state, when you stop spiraling, you're going to come out with determination. And you have to lean in and use gratitude as a tool for that. Pile 2, I used kind of affirmation cards. I feel really urged to do the same with this pile because there is the same kind of force. You're going to be, when you start to invite gratefulness back into your life in any way you can, whatever feels accessible to you, you are going to start shifting your energy into what you're manifesting. The Hermit is fine for moments, but you need to also remind yourself that there is a way to get out. And that's going to be through dreaming. That's going to be through manifesting your dreams. And you've got a lot of power within you. You can protect what matters to you. You can carry that Hermit with you, that introspection, that knowing yourself. And it's going to lead you to something more powerful. The way I see these cards now is that Hermit is giving you a moment to reflect. And in order to shift that energy, you're going to take what matters to you. And you're going to manifest. And you're going to manifest in the best way possible because you can trust the outcome. There's a lot of need to trust for my piles 3s. To let go of maybe what happened in the past. That's a big thing coming through right now for me, is for this pile 3 is that you need to let go of what happened in the past. You had your time to reflect, and you have to know when it's when it's time to let go. I love these cards. They're from a local artist, and I actually bought them about a year ago, almost this time a year ago, and I love this. Don't hide your magic. The world is ready for you. Wow. Wow. Like, hello. Hello. What is this? Don't hide your magic. Don't hide. I did not pick this card. Wow. Sometimes I know, and I feel like the energy for this, for all the piles, kind of magically, the cards came out in such an interesting way. And even these 2 cards are very interesting to me. But this is it. Don't hide your magic. The world is ready for you. So don't hide. It's fine to hide for a period of time, but when you're ready, you gotta step into your magic. What I'm what I'm seeing for my pile 3s is there's a sense of like magic and play and spirituality that might be really beneficial for this pile. What I'm sensing is like, if you're into crystals, if you're into things that really light you up. So the same thing, like crystals that lets this, the light hits a crystal and it starts to have this like sparkle and shine. It's the same with that, right? Like that's kind of the energy I want to encourage my pile 3s to tap into. I want you to find the things that sparkle in your life, the things that when you shift the energy or shift the perspective, it's going to sparkle, it's gonna shine. You find your magic, you're gonna find your magic. And the best way to start that process is by seeing what lights you up, seeing when you say, I'm grateful for a certain thing, how does that feel in your body? How does that resonate with you? When you find the thing that feels like it really makes you feel good to say thanks for that thing, that is also going to be a way to really start to manifest and create something for yourself. Shift your energy and start to step out into the world. My pile 3s, I get the sense that you're like a very independent person, whether by choice or not by choice. You're somebody who kind of stands in their own essence. And so you feel a lot. There's like a lot more that you feel, but that's the kind of feelings that you need to harness in order to kind of step into your power and see the possibilities ahead of you. You protect yourself is also what I'm getting. But whatever you decide, you need to trust the outcome. Gratefulness will come when you see the possibilities. That's what I'm getting from all of these cards, is that when you give yourself the opportunity to shift out of hiding, you will start to feel more gratefulness. You'll start to put yourself out there and you'll be seen, you'll be recognized. Because you've got to tap into this energy, this powerful energy of the magician. He uses all the tools he has in order to manifest, to move forward with their dreams. You have all that is within you. So don't hide your magic. Please don't hide your magic. I even get my pile 3s might be a creator, so they might be like more independent because whatever they're doing, whether an entrepreneur or a creator, specifically an artist, you might hold a lot of power in the arts, and that can also make you feel far more independent, like you don't have community support. And it also might mean that you have a lot more deeper self-reflection. But you've got to take it and you've got to move forward with it. So that is all I'm seeing for my pile 3s. I'm very curious by my pile 3s. So if you want to leave it in the comments, if there's anything that you're looking to work on or step forward with, if any of this is resonating in a powerful way, feel free to share. If not, just stay open and curious to what this might mean to you. This was my interpretation of everything I'm getting. But if there's something that's speaking more strongly to you in this reading, go ahead and take that. That's what's most important, is what you're getting from this. So with that, thank you so much, Pile 3s, for being here, for watching. I am thankful for you. Take care.